Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new, welcome. My name is Dina. You guys are probably going to be seeing this ponytail like in most of my videos for a while because it has been very hot and I just don't want my hair down when it's super hot. I am super excited about this video today. Now I have been holding off from making a video like this because I've been like very hesitant to talking about witchy books or witchcraft and witchy type things, and I think it's just because there's a lot of stigma around it and I was kind of worried about what certain friends and family might think. But honestly, I'm just at a point where like I don't really care because I find it really fascinating. Honestly, I love learning about the history of it, and I find it so fascinating how many witches there are in modern day life that I had no idea about this like a couple years ago. There's just a big community online and on YouTube of, you know, modern day witches, and I think it's just so cool. If you learn about it and read more about it, it's really not that much different than spirituality in a sense. And if you go to any sort of new age spirituality section in a bookstore, you'll often see a lot of witchcraft books. In fact, I have never come across a bookstore that doesn't have witchcraft books in that section, because witchcraft is just working with intention. That's all it is. It's doing something with intention, which is basically spirituality and, you know, manifestation. You do something with intention. Everyone has done witchcraft in their life, they just haven't really realized it. For example, on your birthday, you blow out candles on a cake and you make a wish. That's witchcraft. You are blowing out candles, making a wish, you have an intention, you are doing a ritual. So basically, everyone does these types of rituals in witchcraft in their life. They just don't really understand that it is witchcraft. So if you guys haven't caught on from the title already, I'm sure you know why we're here. Like, you read the title, you clicked on the video. But anyways, we're talking about the witchy books slash spiritual books that I recently bought. I've been waiting to make this video, and finally all the books are here, so I'm super excited to share with you. So the first one I want to talk about is The Modern Guide to Witchcraft, Your Complete Guide to Witches, Covens, and Spells. This is such a good book, and the reason I say that is it's because it has a little bit of everything, and it's really good for the beginner who's just diving in to witchcraft for the first time. The thing I really like about this book is it's really good at telling you the history of witchcraft, where it comes from, different cultures, and all the misconceptions and false beliefs that have led to, you know, stereotypes and just like really bad ideas of what witches are. And a lot of the things that we see in like the media and movies and TV shows and stuff is based on these wrong ideas. And don't get me wrong, I love watching like Sabrina and Harry Potter and stuff, but that's not real witchcraft, and that's what I really liked about this book. A lot of the things that a lot of people think about when they think about witches is, oh, they like worship the devil, they're very demonic, they do a lot of evil things, when in fact most witches are really good. And I mean, you have to look at it this way. There's good people and there's bad people. There's going to be good witches and bad witches. But most witches follow certain values and certain rules where like you don't do something bad unless you want that energy, that karma to come back to you. And all those ideas about witches, you know, worshiping the devil, do demonic practices, that actually comes from Christians. So you learn a lot about where these came from. You learn about the witch trials, the hangings, a lot of really horrible things that women and girls were put through, and a lot of innocent women were killed and tortured. It's really disturbing. But you learn a lot about it in this book, so it's very fascinating. On top of that, you learn all the like beginner things if you are diving into witchcraft and spell work and all that stuff. You learn about the moon, you learn about goddesses, you learn about the elements, you learn about honestly a whole bunch of different things. Different types of magic. They teach you a little bit about like voodoo. It tells you a little bit about like the history of that, which I think it's really cool. There's different types of magic in different cultures, and I think that's one of the things that I find most fascinating is learning about the different cultures, learning about how to clear space, how to, you know, create an altar, how to like start and close a ritual, different types of tools in the witch's toolkit. So like, you know, having a magic wand, crystals. You learn about different types of essential oils. You learn about some herbs in here as well. You learn about some lore. Honestly, they have like a whole bunch of like miscellaneous spells, so it has a little bit of like a spell book of different things you can try. Honestly, it has a little bit of everything, so if you're a beginner, if you're interested in witchcraft and you want to learn a little bit more about the history but you don't want to be overwhelmed, because I'm the kind of person where when I read about history, like I love it, but if it's like really in depth and there's a lot of reading. I find it hard to, you know, hold my attention, but this does it in a way that it's so easy for anyone to comprehend. It's very like, it's a light read, but it's a very interesting read at the same time. So I really enjoyed this book. The next one I want to talk about is the Modern Witchcraft Guide to Magical Herbs. I think these, no, they're different authors. They just have a very similar style and the book feels like the same. But this one finally just came in the mail. I ordered this in May and it's July now, so it took a long time to get here, but I mean the world is in chaos right now. So this one is just purely about herbs. But you do learn a lot of things from what I've looked over. Again, this just came a couple days ago, so I haven't read a lot about this book yet. You do learn a history on herbalism in there. They talk about, literally about herbs all around the world. You learn about Chinese medicine, you learn about the different planets and their association with herbs. So I did a quick flip through of this and I wrote some notes since I haven't really got a chance to read it yet. So you do learn about elixirs and potions. There's stuff about kitchen magic in there. So basically like kitchen magic is like when you bake things or when you cook things, you put intention into it. And you use certain herbs or certain spices with intention, and when you add cinnamon for abundance. Cinnamon's good for money. Or you could like bake something for a family member or loved one and maybe they're having a tough time, so when you bake it you put love and intention into that baked good. Yeah, you learn a lot of information about each different herb and what they represent and what they're good for, but also you learn about charms, spells, and also how to smudge and like clear the area. So really cool book. I'm really excited to read more about this, and if I feel like there's anything else I need to share, I'll make another video later on. You can always ask me about it, but yeah. So the next book I want to talk about is this book called Moon Magic. This is by Aurora Kane. As you can tell, this book is mostly about the moon because it is a moon book. It talks about the moon cycles, it talks about cultural beliefs, goddesses, it talks about Wicca. Oh, I forgot to mention, this book also talks about Wicca a bit, not a lot, but a bit. And if you aren't super familiar with Wicca, Wicca is an actual religion. So Wiccans often practice witchcraft, but not all witches are Wiccan. I'm not going to talk too much on Wicca because I know some about Wicca, but I'm not like super educated on it. And I'm not Wiccan. Talk a little bit about tarot in here, not a ton, so if you're like looking for books specifically about tarot, I wouldn't say get this, like you learn a little bit. You learn about rituals and spells in here as well, and literally everything is surrounding the moon. So whatever like topics that are in here, other elements like crystals, herbs, nature, essential oils, all of those things are talked about, but everything is talked about in relation to the moon. So it's a different kind of view on it, but very interesting. I've just been very interested in the moon lately and beliefs behind the moon and all that, so I thought this was a good book to grab for that, and so far I do really like it. So this is the last book I'm going to talk about today about witchcraft, and then the other two are more like spiritual books, reflection type books, and they're like, I'll show you in a sec. Anyways, so this is Practical Magic. This is the most recent one that I got, and this is the beginner's guide for crystals, horoscopes, psychics, spells, etc. Honestly, this is just a really good all-in-one book for a beginner. It just has a little bit of everything. I'm still really excited about it because even though I've read these topics in other books, it's just cool to see different takes on it, and often I do find like little bits of new information that are really interesting. So it has a part 1, a part 2, and a part 3. Part 1, we have healing for hedge witches. So you got your chakras. It talks about all the different types of chakras and how to balance each one. You've got stuff on crystals, auras, and how to read auras and their meanings. I'm really interested in that because I have not read much about auras. I've like seen like those cameras that are supposed to take a picture of your aura at like psychic fairs and stuff. I've never actually done it, but I just think it's really fascinating and interesting. Part 2 is Magic for the Weekend, Wiccan, and this is like healing with herbs, so like common herbs and their uses, all that kind of stuff. And then we have some stuff about plant-based magic. We learn about the pagan holidays. That's really interesting. A lot of Wiccans celebrate these holidays as well. They have a thing called white magic, and I think by that they mean like pure magic, good magic. Some people say white black magic. I don't really like these terms. I think they probably come from a pretty like racist place. I have to read more about that, but the idea that white is good, black is bad, evil, I don't like those classifications, and I've actually seen a lot of videos on Wiccans and witches that agree with me in that, and they don't like saying white or black magic. They rather say like magic with like good intent and magic with like bad intent or something like that instead. So I don't really like the wording of that, but I know what they mean by it. And there's stuff about tarot too, and then astrology, palmistry, which is really interesting. So we're reading your palm. I again know nothing about that, so I'm super excited about that section. And then they also have a section for dream interpretation, so I'm super interested in that as well. The next two books I want to talk about are from an artist named Annie Tarasova. I've talked about her in previous videos. She is an Australian artist, and she makes these most gorgeous books. I'm going to talk about this one first. This is the first one that I got. I just got this one, so I haven't really done much in it yet. So these are not just books, but they're also like workbooks or like interactive books. So there is journaling involved in these, and they have a really nice ribbon so you can keep track of where you are. So this one's called Manifest, and this one is specifically about manifesting your dreams, your desires, all those things. So it does have like a lot of information, but it has a lot of interactive things as well. I just absolutely love her work. All of her books, like everything is handwritten. I don't know if you can see that. My camera doesn't want to focus. Everything is handwritten, which is crazy. Like that must have taken her so long, but I love her writing. It's just so fun and playful. And I love the painting. Let me get a couple pictures in here. Just love the art. It's just so beautiful. So there's lots of reading, there's lots of reflecting. There's a whole section on vision boards. So I haven't done this yet just because I wanted to think on like what I wanted to put in here, because I've already have my big vision board. So I kind of wanted to, I'm being very careful what I want to put in this book because it's such a beautiful book and I want everything to look really good. Let me show you those pages. I just like want to do a good job, you know, but there are different pages, and she separates them in specific vision boards, so like different types of vision boards. There it is. So overall, personal growth, relationships, travel, career, health and fitness, and home are the categories she puts the vision boards in, which is really cool. And then there's a lot of different other journal prompts and things like that. So I really like this book. I think it's beautiful, it's inspiring, and I highly recommend. I'm obsessed with her art. I only have her books so far, but I'm very tempted to get her affirmation cards and her new oracle cards. They're just so gorgeous, but yeah, hopefully in the near future. I just got this one. This is called The Journey Within. So this one's a little bit more, like a little different from the other one. This is like a different type of journey. Again, it's very focused on like self-reflection, but on a different extent. So this is just manifestation in your dreams and stuff and goals. This is like a different level of self-reflection, and you're covering like more topics. So this one actually has some meditations in it too. Oh my god, this is just like the opening page when you open it. It's so beautiful. So if you haven't noticed, this one is gilded gold, and then this one's gilded silver. I just think it's so pretty. And the books, they feel so nice. Like you can tell they're very good quality books, which I really like. And she, yeah, let me show you how she organizes this. So this is her contents. So she breaks this down in the mind garden, so chapter 1. Then we have the heart cave, and then we have soul, and then conclusion is the unity of 3. And each section, like Mind Garden, Heart Cave, and Soul, they all have like a specific meditation. So let me just give you like a little peek at it. So this is like the intro to Mind Garden. And then she has these cute little maps, a Mind Garden map. And then we have a Mind Garden meditation. So far this is where I've gotten. I have so many other things I've been doing right now, so I haven't got a chance to dig deep into it. But she recommends recording it, so you don't have to read it while you're meditating. You can just listen to it. So basically she says to like do the meditation first before you dig deep into the rest of the chapter. So there's stuff about limiting beliefs, and then we have a whole bunch of journal prompts in there, which is really cool. I have to show you guys the heart cave. It's just so pretty. I'm not going to show you everything, obviously. Like, if you're interested, just get the book. Like, honestly, like, it's such a pretty book. Heart cave is the second part. Heart cave map. It's so pretty. I just love her art. It's just so fun, and it makes me happy. Just like, oh, I love it so much. There's the Heart Cave meditation. I love the pink. Have you noticed that I like pink? And we have a whole bunch of other stuff here. I love the background of this journal page. It's so pretty. Such a beautiful book. I highly recommend. I will link everything, like all the books that I showed you, I will link in the description box below. I'll also link Annie Tarasova's Instagrams, her personal and her business. Such a beautiful, beautiful work. I love it. And yeah, I didn't really mention, but basically all of these books you can get on Amazon or some sort of online shop if you wanted to order them, if you didn't want to go in store, because I understand right now it's kind of like crazy. Anyways guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you some sort of idea of where to start. If you're kind of like me and you're like a newbie and you're really interested in this stuff but you don't really know what books to get, I highly recommend all the books that I showed you today. I also want to know what your favorite books are though, so make sure you leave a comment down below. I would love to hear your recommendations. I've just been like a bookworm with this stuff. I love learning new things and I just find it really exciting and cool. So yeah, make sure you do so. Make sure to hit that like button if you like this video. I would truly appreciate it. If you'd like to stick around and join the family, I would love you to. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and also click the bell notification just to let you know when I've uploaded a new video. I hope you guys have an amazing day and I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye.